Youngster Year.
Today I'm here with part 2 in the Electric Boogaloos, a recent garage punk band from Vegas. They just put out a new album, Deus Volt, at the end of 2021, and we're going to talk about it. Guys, thanks for being on.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure. All right, so I wanted to start out just generally talking about your history as a band so far. So, was 2021 your first year making music?
Yeah, it is. We've been making music since the end of 2019, but the songs that we really stuck to and started releasing, we started writing in 2021. We released our first single, which is almost coming out. It's almost been a year.
Yeah, it's going to be a year on Valentine's Day for our first single in Harmony.
How did the band form? Did you guys all go to school together, or...?
So a while ago, I ended up joining an all-Mormon soft rock band.
Cool.
And I'm not Mormon, and I never really fit in with it. But I was there, and I actually drummed for it. I'm the bassist in the band now. But I drummed for them, and one time our guitarist said, I got us a gig at my cousin's birthday party, but my cousin's cousin has to play guitar with us. So we're going to let him join the band and then kick him out after. And so I walked in one day to my room, and there was this kid wearing a Minor Threat t-shirt playing guitar. I was like, who the hell's this? And so it turned out to be the guitarist that we had to use. So I kind of liked him a lot. And we ended up keeping him in the band for a little bit until the lead guitarist and lead singer got fed up with him because he was a better guitarist, and he thought that he was going to take all the solos and lead guitar slots. So they kicked him out. And then not long after, they kicked me out. And me and him had always wanted to play punk music, and their idea of punk was like Weezer. And
nice.
So we got together, and we were looking for a drummer. And my freshman year, I was on the high school drum line, and in band camp, I met Cameron over here, and
classic.
I had to hit him up for it, and he was down, and just since then, we've been playing together, doing all sorts of stuff. It's been a good time.
Awesome. What does your songwriting process look like? And I guess recording as well.
That's an interesting one. We usually Jeffrey comes in with a guitar. He comes in and goes, guys, I have a new song, and says, and we go, okay. He whips out either his phone or this really broken down pocket journal that he likes to write in. It's a pocket journal, right?
Yeah, it's like a little
thing.
Pocket notebook.
Yeah,
prayer book.
That he writes his lyrics in. He'll show us the riff, he'll show Ben the chords, and I just sit back there, and he just pretty much looks at me and goes, do whatever you want, and if there's something that he wants specifically, he'll tell me, and I'll try to go along with it, and then that's pretty much how it happens. And then we practice it a few times, and then if we like it, we record it, and then that process is... We put Jeffrey first, which is weird because you usually do drums first. Jeffrey doing guitar, and we get a background drummer that
we use GarageBand. It automatically generates a backup drummer, so we just have to let go so he can solo however long he wants. His drum mic, it's really expensive to get all those mics and that audio interface, so it's hard to do multiple recordings at the same time.
And so he finishes that. Then we go to it doesn't really matter. It's usually bass. Ben plucks out the song, and then I just go back there, go ham on the drums, and yeah, that's pretty much the process. Then when it comes to when I write music, I usually come up with a riff that I like first, and then writing lyrics for me is, for some reason, one of the hardest things. I do not have a way with words at all. That's why a lot of my lyrics have to do something with just common sense things. And Go Home We Love You is based off of the storming of the Capitol.
Right.
So it's just things that happen in history, and I just make it just kind of dark and twisted. And then I also made the last song that I wrote that we released, I Am Become Death. That one is based off of an interview that they did with J. Robert Oppenheimer after they dropped the atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and they wanted to hear his input on it. And he gave this whole speech, which we put in the beginning of the song. And he talks about how he feels in relation to the Veda texts, and just gives a quote that says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." And the entire song is pretty much about how we have literally created something that can kill us all, and how we put it into the hands of people who aren't really fit to have that power.
Yeah.
And then after I'm done writing, I do pretty much the same thing. We do a recording first, and then I bring it to them and say, "Hey, this is how you play the song." Usually takes a little bit, but then we get it down. And
I know personally for me, I write lyrics. I will occasionally write chords or the riffs, but I like to let Jeffrey take his turn with that. Usually I'll write lyrics and just give them to him and let him do whatever he's got going on up in his head. And the recording process, we used to have our friend do all our producing and recording. Then I found a little deal on eBay for some recording equipment, so I got that.
Sweet.
I kind of taught myself how to produce and record, and so I'm kind of in charge of all that now. And so usually what happens is we all record, and then it takes a couple hours usually, but I'll go back and forth putting stuff like effects and sending it to, like, if Jeffrey wants a certain thing on his guitar, I'll send that to him, have him see like which guitar tone he likes the best, and then over time just mix it all together. Usually we have some sort of like audio clip in our song, like samples from movies are really big in a lot of our songs. So a lot of that is just like cutting out movies on YouTube and pasting them into YouTube MP3 converters and then putting it into the songs. But it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's cool. That's like the definition of DIY. I love that. And on that same note of like having sound bites as like part of your songs, what makes you pick those specific ones?
Well, a lot of them, for me, it usually has to deal with what the song is about.
Okay.
Like, as I said, for I Am Become Death, it's the very first thing you hear is the last part of the speech, that where I got the name of the song from, and what really creeped me out in 7th grade, that back part of the speech. And then for the first one that I wrote, Go Home, We Love You, it's also where I got the name for that, is when Trump went up and did a announcement saying, "Hey guys, stop ruining our capital, just go home and we love you," which is like something really weird to tell people who are literally ruining your government building.
Hey, stop it! I love you.
Yes, yeah, it's super weird. So when he said that, I was like, that's really interesting.
So go home. We love you. You're very special.
Yeah, so I added it to the beginning of the song. So I think I do that so it gives people like an idea of where I'm coming from, and giving them an idea of where I got my inspiration from. So that's usually where, for me, where it comes from. And then usually when it comes to Jeffrey's songs, like I think the one we did for Dear Mr. Smith, which is something out of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, I think that was just like for the hell of it, just because it's funny.
The majority of them are stupid. We started off our first album with this video that Jeffrey just sent to our band group chat once, and it's just this guy on national television, and they're interviewing him, and he says,
First Amendment absolutist. I believe in only two things completely: the First Amendment and boobs.
And so it's just like one of the dumbest things you've ever heard. And there's somebody out there who just thought that this was a good idea to say.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd start off our first album with that. I think on Trustees, what do we start with? Ghostbusters clip.
Is it true? Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
Yeah, because it's about our
School Board of Trustees.
Yeah.
Nice.
Trustees, they're just some of the dumbest people you have ever heard speak. They're
There will be some
ignorant
work.
in every way.
That's got to be like a prerequisite to be on a school board, you know?
But yeah, so it's honestly, for a lot of it, it's just stupid stuff and just for the hell of it. Just because, oh, this is funny. Let's just open it up with this to give like people a laugh. And then we go into something that's completely unrelated. Like, Dear Mr. Smith has literally nothing to do with Christmas or National Lampoons.
Well, I guess you could have a little bit to do with Christmas, but not in the way it's intended.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's just so mainly those sound bites are just because it's from things that we find funny and that we would like to put in the beginning of our songs because we also think that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think it's cool too because a lot of times, I guess like with Go Home We Love You, like that's accompanied by the song title. So the other thing that I noticed just immediately, looking at your guys' repertoire, your song titles, you have some like pretty creative song titles like Martha Stewart's Prison Shank, just to name one. So what inspires those names? I'm just curious.
So interestingly enough, there's going to be a little bit of a backstory to this. So there was a month where I wasn't in the band for because I got grounded because my grades weren't that
Cammy's
great.
a bad little boy. He's been a bad boy.
Yeah, my grades weren't that great. Just too many distractions from doing school at home.
Sure.
And they pretty much did the entire
Deuceville,
yeah, pretty much without me.
Yeah, it was most of it was recorded before you joined back.
And they had the song recorded already, and they were trying to figure out a name to put in it, and it was like Martha Stewart. They had to do something with Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart's skincare routine originally.
Yeah, and then I was like, dude, that's stupid. And then I remembered a Comedy Central roast where it was Martha Stewart roasting Justin Bieber. And she was joking about how he's a millionaire at like 20 and how he's inevitably going to go to jail. And since Martha Stewart went to prison, she was teaching him how to make a shank.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, oh, sweet. Yeah, it's because it's kind of punk, but it's also kind of funny.
Right.
So I was like, how about we just do Martha Stewart's Prison Shank? And they were like, okay, I like that. And then they threw it on there, and that's how that came to be.
Yeah, backstory on that song is we had like 40 minutes and it was just me and Jeffrey, and I sat down on drums and we were like, let's do like a cool, like kind of surf rock, kind of hardcore thing.
Yeah.
And we just did that in like 30 minutes, and I was mixing it later, and originally it didn't have the chorus vocals. It just had the guitar and bass and drums. And I was like, you know what would be cool? If we screamed Martha Stewart's Prison Shank. And so I recorded myself screaming it, and I sent it to them, and they were just like, yeah, you've got to do that. But that's a cool song. I'm really proud of that one, actually.
Yeah, it works really well as the title track, I'd say.
Yeah.
And speaking of the album too, there honestly is a fair bit of stylistic diversity like between tracks. You've got like some slower stuff. You've got pickup truck, something. It's like
my baby drives a pickup truck.
Yeah.
That one.
So you guys have a lot of diversity in, the type of sound that you have. So who are some of your inspirations? What kind of artists do you look up to?
Oh God, that's really hard. I mean, so many. Personally, I'm straight edge, so I look up to like Minor Threat, especially Have Heart. They're one of my favorite bands. Slapshot, but I like all types of music. Me and Cameron actually play in jazz band together at school.
Cool.
So obviously you have that aspect, and I think that does play a part. I like metal. I like all the subgenres you could name. Cameron's more into metal than me. Personally, I lean most towards like ska punk, like Operation Ivy, like that kind of sound, because when I was little, I would listen to Minor Threat. And then one day my dad showed me bands like Madness or The Specials, and they had a punk feeling to them.
Yeah.
But they were ska bands. They were totally different.
Right.
But I loved that sound. And so then I found Operation Ivy one day, and I was like, whoa. They sound like Minor Threat and like Madness. What is this? And so then I just kind of fell down that rabbit hole.
That's cool.
For me, my biggest inspiration when it comes to drumming has to be, Buddy Rich, who is, if you don't know, is a big band jazz drummer.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been watching him ever since, I can remember. It started when my grandmother got a Buddy Rich DVD from Borders Bookstore, rest in peace. And I brought it home, and I would just watch him on end over and over again. And he was the one who got me to start wanting to get behind the kit. And then I went to my first metal show when I was about 9 years old. And that was when I fell in love with the music that I listen to now, which is metalcore. And I listen to punk too. Like, I listen to a lot of the bands that he listed, but I'd like to lean more towards the heavier side. Like, one of my biggest inspirations is Of Mice and Men. I love August Burns Red. I love Killswitch Engage.
Quit naming bands we're gonna go see together.
And I just love a lot of those bands. And then as time progressed, I got more into heavier things like deathcore, death metal, just things that your parents do not want you to listen to. I'm glad that my dad also listens to the same kind of music, so I don't really have that dilemma. Yeah, so like Cannibal Corpse, Shadow of Intent, Violet Murder, Whitechapel, all those different kind of deathcore bands. And I really try to bring in that energy that kind of makes you feel anxious in like a good way, where it's like pumping you up, because honestly, that energy is what got me into metal. And it's a good feeling. And I try to add that aspect into our sound. And then when it comes to guitar, Kirk Hammett from Metallica was the guy who made me pick up the guitar. And my biggest inspirations have to be like Misha Mansour from Periphery, Tosin Abasi from Animals as Leaders, Tim Henson from Polyphia, just all those guys. They're fantastic. So all of us get our sound and get our inspirations from different people. Like, I lean more towards heavier metal and stuff like that, while he leans more toward punk and ska, like he just said. And then our lead singer, Jeffrey, he likes Blondie, right?
He likes Blondie. He loves Alkaline Trio.
He loves Alkaline Trio.
Can't blame him for that.
It is a really good band.
They're an amazing band. He likes all sorts of music. He likes Frank Turner. He loves NoFX.
Frank Zappa.
Yeah, Frank Zappa.
He gets a lot. I think that's his biggest inspiration when it comes to guitar is Frank Zappa, because his guitar, his playing is just very random and just very weird. And
in a good way.
In a good way. I'm not disrespecting Zappa at all, but I think Jeffrey really likes just the weirdness and the randomness that comes out of Frank Zappa's sound, and just the improvisation that comes along with it. So that's where Jeffrey gets a lot of his inspiration from.
Now, Cameron can say all this hardcore stuff. He likes death metal, all this. But if I said, I got your picture, I'm coming with you. Okay. Yeah, he would finish it.
Yeah, I'm also really big into emo music.
Aren't we all just a little bit?
That's true. Yeah.
I'm really upset that I can't go to When We Were Young festival because of marching band, but you live and you learn. I'll be able to see those bands at some point. I've seen a few of them already. It's not the end of the world, and honestly, I think it's going to be a disaster. But
that festival looks insane.
All those bands in like a set list, but like they've added 3 days. Just put the set list like in those 3 days. Don't pick the same set list every day, because it's just going to be 20 minutes of each band, and each band is going to be playing their best. Either going to play only new stuff.
Rant on the podcast about When We Were Young.
Yeah, they're only going to either play new stuff and that no one's there to listen to, or they're going to play like 3 old songs and then leave, which I think is pretty stupid. It's just going to be.
It's going to be not okay.
It's not good. It's just
going to be not okay.
Okay, My Chemical Romance.
So going to be a Netflix special about this festival too.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind.
Emo Firefest.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's where we get our inspirations from.
That's really cool. So you guys mentioned on and off just kind of stuff about school and like school kind of inhibiting the band at times. You guys are in high school, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how do you juggle that with going to school and being a student?
I mean, it sucks at times, obviously. Yeah. There are days you just don't want to do both of them at the same time. I think for me, I do all the mixing, and that gets to be heavy at points, and sometimes you just don't do your math homework, if I'm telling the truth, and that's okay. But you just have to have fun with it, I think. Like, at the end of the day, yes, you do need to work really hard, and if you're not working really hard, you're never going to get what you want out of it. But you have to be enjoying it, and if you're not enjoying it, it's not worth working hard for. And so that's personally how I deal with it, is I enjoy every moment of it. I think it's one of the best things I've ever done. And every second that I spend mixing, I spend playing, it's all worth it.
With me, school has always come first.
Screw you.
But yeah, as much as I love this band, I always try to keep school first, because when I put it into the grand scheme of things, right now it's pretty much the only like consistent, the only for sure thing in my life right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's the only thing that's like, you will be in school.
Right.
But with part 2, you know, things can happen. And then if I just like, God forbid this band breaks up and like I missed school completely and I just did this band and then this band breaks up and then I have all this school that I missed and all the work that I've not done, I pretty much just shot myself in the foot, because not only did I just waste a lot of time, I just set myself back for the future, because I want to go to college and there's things that I want to do. So I always try to put school first. We always manage to make it work out.
Yeah.
It's honestly all just communication. For people who are starting a band right now, who are wondering how to just balance the important things with your band, is just communicate with the people in your band about what's going on. Just like, hey, we can't do a rehearsal this night because I have a jazz band rehearsal.
Sure.
And then you can just reschedule it. No big deal. But if you just do it last minute, like, hey, I can't do this show because I have a concert that I've known about for literally 6 months. And well, you're kind of screwed, because not only is your band like ready to play that show, they need to find a person to cover you. And then that person also has to learn the music really fast. And then it's just like a huge thing. So school has never really been a problem for this band. We know what's going on in each other's lives and school lives, and we try to balance it out. And we all realize that school is important. That's how we make it work.
Cool. Yeah, and you mentioned too, like, playing shows. So you guys have gotten the chance to play live a few times. What are those performances like for you? Has there been a favorite one so far?
Ooh, personally, I do have a favorite one, but Well, go ahead.
My favorite is probably the one we played in Sacramento with Boreas and Tough Toenails and Nomads of Rock and Tarnish, Love Rage Chaos, Misfit Williams.
We got to do 2 sets of that. That was a good time.
Yeah, that was a good time. Shout out to all those bands. If you haven't listened to any of those bands, I recommend listening to them. They're all really great people, really supportive. It's a really great show. But yeah, it was nice, at least for me, because it's always been a dream of mine to like go out of state and go play a show somewhere else. Go play and then just playing for other people, playing your own music. If it's one thing if you're playing like an orchestra gig and it's playing boring. And it's
not as much fun.
Speak for yourself, Ben. But if you go do that, it's different because, well, you're not playing your own music, and it's a whole different setting.
Some guy's music who's been dead for 300 years.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm an orchestra, I can say this.
And then it's just a whole different kind of energy. It's you stand there, you have to look, you like have energy, just don't go don't be headbanging while you're hitting the triangle. Yeah. But then it's different when you're playing your own music, and it's music that you've poured your heart and soul into, that you really enjoy, that you want other people to enjoy, because that's the whole goal, is to make music that other people enjoy, that you also enjoy, and being able to go just crazy on stage, just being yourself.
Yeah.
And we did all that in Sacramento, and it was just a big dream of mine, at least, that I've accomplished and that I will initially remember for the rest of my life.
I would be torn on my favorite show because I love Sacramento. That was an amazing time. I was a little sick on the way up there. It was not the best drive ever. I made some noises that were non-human that he has videos of, but just like being able to go somewhere that you've never been because you worked so hard on your music is just an amazing feeling. And just that 9-hour car drive.
It was
Where
fun though.
it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
You can't complain about it too much.
No, I'm not complaining about it. It was an awesome time.
All right, just making sure.
No, I'm so glad we did it. That was one of the best experiences of my life. And when we were in the hotel room at we get there at 1 o'clock in the morning. We got up to the hotel room. We finally got inside. Everybody's wiped out. We're all going to bed.
The air conditioning doesn't work.
The air conditioning didn't work in our room, and it was September, so it wasn't terrible, but it was not ideal. It was sweaty. I remember me and Jeffrey shared a bed, and he got his own bed because he sat in the back seat all cramped up the whole time. So we thought we'd do that. And
yeah, that's nice. That's nice of you guys.
Yeah. Jeffrey decided he wanted to watch a movie while we fell asleep because there's no fan, there's no noise, it's dead silent in this weird hotel in the middle of nowhere. And so we all lay down, the movie's on, and the movie ends. And we're all mostly asleep at this point. It's probably 2 o'clock. And we hear a vibrating. And we all kind of wake up at the same time, and we hear a lady moaning on the TV. And we're oh my God. And
it was a freaking vibrator commercial.
It was some lady and she's holding she's like, my name is Ashley and this is my toy. And at the same time we all go, ugh. and then we
turned off the TV from at that point. There was no going back.
I don't think I've ever seen a vibrator commercial. That's funny.
Oh,
just go to literally any hotel and just keep the TV on until 3 in the morning. That's
3 in the morning, public access in Sacramento.
That's when the crazy ads come on.
Actually, and then you never sleep. Oh God! And the day before that show, I drank we got a 2-liter of Barks root beer.
No, that was day of. That
was the day of the show. We got a 2-liter of Barks root beer because that was the only thing in your California hippie grocery stores that had caffeine.
Nice.
And all of us needed it. We brought that thing backstage with us and just threw it in this big ice chest they had. That was an awesome time.
Yeah, you can see that bottle in a lot of the photos that we took.
Yeah,
we literally didn't pour it into cups. We just drank it straight and just passed it around. And what's the other show that you're talking?
Oh, there was a show, and speaking of this, it was one of the ones he actually couldn't make it to.
Was it because of marching band?
Yeah, it was because of marching band.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And it wasn't Halloween. It was right after we got back from Sacramento. Actually, we were playing.
It was in October.
Yeah, we were playing with another local band called Planet Vertigo.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to them. If you don't listen to them, you should. But just something about it. It was just a great show. The audience turnout was great. We sold a ton of shirts. It was the biggest mosh pit we had ever had at one of our shows. The crowd was just super energetic, and we didn't get the cops called on us.
All good things.
There was no police helicopter flyby at this show. There wasn't a Halloween show, but not this one.
Yeah, we have a thing and attracting police for some reason.
Yeah, so we play in venues that technically aren't venues a lot because it's really hard to get a gig at a venue right now. So we found this outdoor amphitheater with power, and you could rent it from the government, and they would give you power.
Easy.
And so we were like, this is awesome. We played 3 shows there, and then the third time we show up and we're ready to play, and they cut the power on us. And so right next to it is these big tennis courts. And on the outside of them, there are light posts. And there's a big fence between the light post and the tennis court. We found an outlet on the light post. So we plugged in an extension cord, threw it over the wall, and we played on the tennis court. Then we did it again. Well, the first time we did it, we had the cops called on us, and they flew the helicopter over.
Jeez.
Second time we did it, we just had the city officials come out and very kindly tell us that we weren't allowed to be there anymore and that we're not allowed to do that ever again. And if we do, we're going to be in some big trouble.
So are you going to do it again?
Eventually.
I'm not trying to go to prison yet.
You're not going to go to prison for that.
We're gonna go to jail at least.
They're going to tell you to go home. We love you. Special.
Yeah, those are our cop stories. But
cool.
Yeah, those are the shows that, like we said, that we enjoyed playing. And
we did virtual shows for a while too.
Yeah,
we couldn't do real shows. So our first 2 shows were online. Still got the cops called on us.
How does that work?
Showed up. We were playing in his garage. The cops showed up, told us we needed to turn down, left, came back, was like, I went down the street, I could still hear you guys. You guys need to turn down. And then the rest of the night, we just played really quietly because we did not want to get shut down.
I see. I thought you meant the cops like logged onto your Zoom call or something somehow.
That'd be
that. Oh yeah, we did get that. We got death threats from that show. That's a whole other story though.
We have so many stories.
So is there like a good garage punk scene in Vegas? Because, or at least where you guys are, it doesn't really sound like it.
There is a good scene. It's just all this stuff that happens are in like really sketchy house shows.
Okay.
People get hurt,
and then like people
drugs
get
are given to kids, and
they
it's just
literally.
not a good
But
place to be.
I'm not. You if you want to drink, you go drink.
Right.
But they would sell like alcohol to minors, knowing that they're minors, and then like now they got canceled, and then that
one of them got shut down because
the guy who owned it was a perv.
it's a very sketchy thing because, you know, you've got adults and teenagers and
Right.
adults giving drugs to teenagers, and just it never ends well.
Yeah.
One of them got shut down because there were rape allegations at it. It's just not a good place to be ever. Like, people steal your equipment.
There's a guy named Manny who's local who had his really nice Ibanez guitar got stolen. He still hasn't gotten it back.
Yeah, and the venue stuff is hard. You're in Vegas, it's the Strip.
Right.
They don't want your little punk band playing because they have bigger names to play.
Yeah.
There's nowhere really to play that's affordable for a small band.
And not only are we a small band, we're all under the age of 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so like we can't really do like dive bars. We can't really do that stuff because, you know, we're too young.
Yeah, it's really hard.
It's hard trying to find a show, especially if you're not in like if you're it's one thing if you're opening for someone, like, because all that stuff's already figured out for you. All you have to do is show up and play. There's no planning that goes into it. The guy who's organizing it or the headlining band just says, hey, there's a show that we want you guys to play. Here's the amount of time that we're going to give you. This is where you need to be at this time, and just show up, have a good time, play, and then you're done.
Yeah.
Well, and then if we make enough, sell some shirts. If we make enough money to cover the cost of the venue, we'll pay you. And so all that stuff's figured out for you. But we really haven't had that happen to us yet.
Yeah, it's hard because there aren't really many local bands that are big enough to be able to play venues.
Well, there's a lot of bands here. It's just that like I think our sound is like a lot different than those bands. We actually got the offer to open for a band, and it was for a canned food drive, and then that got shut down because of COVID. What happened was it was everyone can come, then everyone that has to get tested 3 days before you go to the show, and then that wasn't going to work out because like everyone now has to scramble, go get tested, and a lot of people aren't going to do that, so they just ended up indefinitely postponing it. We hope that they come back with it, but
it's not likely that it's going to be anytime soon.
It's not likely.
It's hard right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, hopefully there's only more opportunities for you guys opening up soon.
Mm-hmm.
I have one last question for you guys. Just wanted to keep it broad. What does the future of your band look like to you?
Personally, I like to try to take it one step at a time.
Okay.
Because you never know what the future holds for you. You never know if there's going to be a pandemic. You never know if
I could die tomorrow.
Yeah, like there's a lot of things that can happen in the future. So we can't say like, oh, in like 20 years we're going to go do an arena tour across the entire world.
Right.
Unlikely.
Which is very unlikely. And then just expect more music. Just expect to see more of us, to listen to more of us, and enjoy it.
What I would say on that is, I mean, we're not going to stop making music anytime soon. I mean, it's hard. It gets tough sometimes, but I mean, we all love it. We're just 3 teenage boys in a bedroom in Henderson, Nevada, and we love what we do. It's one of the best things you can do. Cool thing about it is every song has some sort of story behind it, whether it's what it's about, some experience, something that happened while recording it, but everything has memory attached to it. And this band is just, we've done so much together, so many stories, so much good times that, I mean, it's all worth it no matter what happens in the future, because, I mean, it's kind of paid itself off already.
Mm-hmm.
But we're definitely going to keep making music no matter what.
That's really all you can expect. Is maybe we'll do some weird things because that's what we do. We like to do some weird things, but
It's always going to be a little weird.
But yeah, and also if you're in the Las Vegas area and maybe the Sacramento area, if we do that again,
We'd like to go back up there.
I'd love to go back. I expect more shows, and we'll hope to see at least one of you guys there. Stream more music. We'll definitely put out some more, and we hope you enjoy it.
Cool. That sounds awesome. Part 2 and the Electric Boogaloos have a new album out called Deuce Volt, so go give it a listen and show them some love. Thanks again for being here, guys. I'm looking forward to what else you have in the works.
Thank you.
Thank you.